welcome to Behind the Scenes of the Cool Time Dice Hour.
Hello, cool timers.
Yeah, welcome to the Dice Hour. We're still workshopping that, right?
Yes, and it won't be an hour.
It won't be.
Yeah, this one definitely won't be. Usually it's more.
Yeah, welcome to the Cool Time Dice Hour, semicolon, the 20-minute mini-sode.
Yes, because that's what we need is to make an episode title longer.
Yeah. That's exactly what we need.
We're recording today before we record the next episode of Cool Time Dice Hour, which I don't even know in the timeline where it'll be, but further down the line.
Further down.
Yeah, it's part 2 of a thing you haven't heard part 1 of yet, gentle listener. So no
need to talk about that. No. What we need to know about is what is the deal with the Great Sushi Swipe? So has the Sushi Swipe, it's come out.
Yes. So by the time they hear this, they'll have heard that.
What is going on behind the scenes?
Yes.
So tell us, Kyle, what inspired? Now, was this based on a system or did you wholly make it up?
I didn't wholly make it up. I mostly made it up. After the fact, I found someone had already created a nice system for animals in a human suit or something. And I was like, I would have really liked to have known that, but I guess my research wasn't that good. I used a little bit of, now I can't remember what it was officially called, but there was basically one about ghosts in a haunted doll.
Oh, I love that.
I'll put a link into the notes when I find who actually it was, because they deserve more credit than I'm giving them now. But their thing was more, argumentative. Like the idea is that you could wrest control of the doll from someone else. Oh. So like all of you had your own agendas.
I see.
And you were trying to go through, and I was like, I don't want that. I want to try and build cooperation as much as I can to have we all want the same thing.
Yeah, that's not really our vibe. Right. Is for us to be conflicting over stuff. Yeah. We're a very collaborative bunch around here.
I guess, but that's not sort of what I wanted to go with this one. I kind of wanted everybody literally moving in the same direction. So I looked at that a little bit, and they had powers. Mm-hmm. And then they also had and I was like, that'd be interesting. I never really figured out what your powers would be, what the powers would, but then they also had sort of a negative thing that you could lose control. And I'm like, that'd be really good. So that I kind of took that idea, but I didn't end up using any of the mechanics. I was just trying to keep the dice rolling as simple as possible because I knew there'd be more. But sharp-eared listeners will know I had to change the system up in the middle of it because I didn't do a good job of explaining it. And then you guys started doing it differently. And so I had to readjust myself.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. When I originally thought of it, it was you'd roll 2 dice and you'd take the higher of them. So basically I'm letting you roll with advantage.
Oh, I see.
But then very quickly people just started adding the number and telling it to me.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So then I basically just doubled my amounts. So basically I had to be that, so it expanded out as opposed to from 1 to 6.
So we messed up and didn't get our advantage.
Pretty much, yeah. You have to just were stuck with whatever the 2 numbers were. And I was like, okay. So then it just became bad and then good and then all the way up to amazing, which I don't think we ever hit anything that great. But it was sort of as long as you stayed in there. Right, exactly. As long as you stayed in the 6 or 7 range, things were okay. And then a couple times, I probably should have made it more difficult when you dropped down lower to lose control, because I think that would have been fun to see one of you, because each of you had something built in.
The trigger moment,
yeah, that you would lose all your cards and then you would go full feral, and then each of the different animals had a different thing they would do in that situation.
Right.
But we never actually got that far. Kara came close. She was Wilbur almost lost it. I think down to 1 card, but never really went full animal.
Full seagull.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, full seagull. That's right. What did you think? As you knew the basic premise, and then what did you think when you actually got in the suit?
I thought it was
we're out there
super fun. But it's hard to gauge too. If you don't know how long it's going to take you to get to the goal, how much goofing around you can do. Yeah. And because I feel sometimes we do too much goofing around.
I don't think there could ever be too much goofing around.
Oh, okay.
I think people enjoy the goofing around.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
I think we might be more invested in are they going to get their goal, but I think people are just enjoying
the
weirdness.
around.
Yeah, exactly. The weirdness and
because there were times where I was like, oh man, we just stole all this guy's money. We're going to get in trouble.
That's the thing is I did not expect that much thievery. And I don't, it was just me being dumb. Like, oh, you're animals. You'd see a thing, you'd take it, of course.
You take it.
But I had not really factored in the fact that you would just flat out rob somebody or like just grab a thing and run. I was like, oh yeah, of course they would.
That's how seagulls do.
Yes, it absolutely makes sense. It hadn't really occurred to me. So that was the thing. So I had to sort of on the fly go, oh, okay, that way. I think I maybe made the people of Seattle a little too nice.
Yeah.
Because everyone was
really
just
nice.
like, are you all right, buddy? As opposed to like, get this guy and like tackle him and,
Well, we would have been in real trouble if we got tackled.
Yeah. That would have been caused
Could our suit have exploded?
That'd be an interesting question. I don't know. I kind of like you would have a mass evacuation, but then I don't know how we'd get back from that.
Yeah, how we get back in.
Right. So I think after that, the game's over for the day.
And we did switch positions at least twice.
Yeah.
So everybody got a turn being the head, and everybody got a turn being the legs.
And then Zoe had to talk, and she couldn't talk. Couldn't speak human, so that was fun. It went exactly as I hoped it would. So that, I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, I thought it was really good, and I thought you guys seemed like you were having fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Okay, I didn't want it to be too stressful.
Might see again in the future.
Originally I thought of it as one and done, but doing the edit, and I sort of, if you haven't listened to it on headphones, I highly recommend you to listen to headphones because I gave it like a full super deluxe audio treatment.
I have not listened to it in headphones.
I put in way more probably than I should have for what it is because the show is you guys, but I was like having so much fun. Like there's a bit where when you guys are trying to get a bike, I found the sound effect for like a bike whizzing by. Like it's a real. We paid for it. I mean, it's real, but it's actually a real bike of someone like whizzing by.
Oh, wow.
And then I add that with a hand clap. So when you're putting your hand out of like, we want your bike, and then everybody's hand clapping you, I have it over and over again. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Like it really is. It was super fun. It's like, and I had to layer it all over, and it sounds. Yeah, there's all this background stuff that you might not even hear if you're not paying attention.
Magic.
Yeah. So that was so much fun that it kind of made me go, we could do this again, I think.
Okay.
Like I thought maybe they might send you out on another mission to do something else.
Yeah, because we did so good the first time.
Right.
They'll send us to go get KFC.
I even had multiple sort of ending. Like I didn't know how fast you would get there. So a lot of it was just, I didn't have like this, then this, then this planned out. Like I just sort of had, okay, what's typical? I had just sort of in my head a bunch of scenarios of who would be on the street, what would you see, what would you do? Like, I mean, I knew that the bike lane thing would be funny, but then once you got to like shiny things, I was like, oh yeah, what would they see? And I had to like make up a guy selling something on there. Like, are there really people still selling watches in Seattle?
I think so.
I don't know, but I was sort of
having just been to San Diego where they had like the things on the wharf. There are people selling rings.
Oh, there are? Okay, good. I kind of thought that was, I think of that as like a New York thing.
Oh, no, they've definitely got it in California. Okay. So
I didn't know if that was
it would make sense that it would be on the wharf in Seattle.
Okay, good. Actually, it just came to me, and then later on, I was kind of going, oh, would that actually have happened?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right, good. I feel better about that. Yeah, after that, it was just sort of figuring out what you guys were going to do and then trying to put something in your path. Didn't see how you would react to it. Not even just throwing obstacles at you, but like, what are you going to do when somebody comes up with a clipboard? What are you going to do with, all these things? And then,
did we register to vote? I
think I ended up with Wilbur yelling hospital, and you guys ran away as fast as possible. And then at the end, I didn't know how fast you would get there. So I had a bunch of different sort of possible scenarios of what would happen when you got to the restaurant. But by that time, we were pretty close to our allotted time. So I just sort of like, okay, I'll just let it happen however it is.
We're going to get the sushi.
Yeah, you will, you won't, like at that moment. But we didn't have time for me to throw in another softball. But then at that point, those things were super fun. So I kind of like, maybe we could use those again. So I'm like keeping those ideas. I thought, maybe if we do something else, I could bring those back and do different things because it'd be fun. Do you want to come back as
I do it
Graspy?
Again. Sure. Graspy loves going on adventures.
We can put you guys in more and more complicated scenarios.
Yeah.
Trying to pass.
I don't know about more complicated. I don't know know if we could do more complicated, but as complicated, perhaps.
Yeah, I probably will try and to build the system a little bit better too, just because so you could have something that's not just roll and see what happens. Maybe there can be some sort of. I would like to try and figure out some sort of helping mechanic that you guys can work together to do things.
Kind of like in the Meet Cute, where we each have one superpower, kind of.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I mean, it'd be nice. The ink thing was pretty smart. Like you spraying the ink out of the front. I hadn't thought about that, and that was really funny. I just like the idea of like for the rest of the game that this guy walking around, just like ink all over his face and over his scarf and his front. But to do that, and also to figure out some way, there's a mechanic that you could like by dice, like assist people, like in the same way D&D has like sort of a help action or that kind of thing. But so it's not just that you're constantly helping each other, but then there's sort of like a give and take. I don't know exactly what that would be, but just to make it a little bit more, I don't know,
gamey.
Yeah, I guess a little more gamey. But then also because you're kind of thinking more about. But then
helping each other. Yeah,
exactly. But that's what I want to promote is helping each other and not thinking about numbers and cards and that kind of stuff. So it's that weird balance and stuff too. But I don't know, it worked. So maybe I shouldn't mess with it. Yeah.
So tell us what you think, everybody. What was your thoughts on the big sushi swipe? Do you want to see it come back again? Do you want to see what should we swipe next time?
That's right. Yeah, that's the question. Like now they've had sushi. What's next on the menu?
Now they want teppanyaki.
We'll go down the entire palette. A restaurant. They'll become a restaurateur, touring around all these different places. That would be great
if they become like the secret Michelin star. What is it? Reviewer.
Yeah, or you're going to end up being like the Uber Eats of the sea. Like people will send you out to get their food and come back
to get what they want. Yeah, I love that idea. The bosses of the ocean will send us in our human suit.
Yeah, all of a sudden becomes the community chicken fingers episode where you guys are the ones controlling the sushi, so you control the government.
We control, yes. He who holds the sushi. First you get the sushi, then you get the power.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
I think it's from Art of War, isn't it?
Yeah. Or Scarface, one or the other. I think they're the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Wall Street, one of the three of those.
Exactly. Yeah. Or Finding Nemo.
So one of the animals gets a hold of a VHS of Scarface and watches it on a VCR that they have under the sea. It's got to be Wilbur because he doesn't live under the sea, right? And then he becomes obsessed with having an empire.
Okay. Wilbur the mafiosa.
Okay.
All right, by Kara. What do you think?
What do you think?
It's like Casino, but
you're
animals.
A seagull.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Look to the future.
What do we say to wrap it up? I don't know.
I don't know. Is this I guess we need to have a standard beginning. Well, you're an improver. What is your
N?
What's a good send off? Stay cool, dice hour. No.
Stay cool for your cool time. Stay cool so you can have a cool time.
See you next time.
Stay cool and let the cool times roll.
We'll get there.
We're working on it.